some of the officials before you. You are flanked by your Honorable Minister for General Duties, Honorable Mr. Sizi. You are most welcome. You also have the ED, the Financial Intelligence Authority, Mr. Wandera, and the Commissioner for Financial Services Department, Mr. Wapus. You are all most welcome. And senior officers of the ministry, they are here with you to support you when you're making this statement. At this juncture, Honorable Minister, allow me to request you to make your statement. Thank you.
Do I switch on this? Is it necessary?
Yes.
This is dead. Yeah, no, both are working. First of all, good morning. The journalist, Paparazzi. Welcome to the Minister of Finance. Now, let me make a statement. On the removal of Uganda from the list of jurisdictions under increased monitoring by the Financial Action Task Force, I'm very pleased to announce that the Financial Action Task Force, abbreviated Fatf, has removed Uganda from its grey list, and at these plenary meetings, at its plenary meetings held from 19th to 23rd February this year in Paris, the Fatf recognized our satisfactory implementation of all the deficiencies in our anti-money laundering, combating financial terrorism, legal, regulatory, and operational regime, and removed Uganda from the list of countries under increased monitoring, commonly referred as the grey list. The Financial Action Task Force is a global intergovernmental body mandated to ensure that governments fight money laundering, financing of terrorism and proliferation, and other threats to the integrity of the financial system. Following a decision by the Fatf plenary in February 2020, Uganda was placed on the grey list of countries under increased monitoring and given a list of 22 action plan items to remedy our shortcomings. Had Uganda failed to fulfill these actions, the country would have been at a risk of being blacklisted, and that is terrible. This would have adversely affected the ability of our financial institutions to conduct international financial transactions and international businesses in general. Furthermore, the Fatf sanctions would have prohibited other foreign financial institutions from dealing with their Ugandan counterparts, potentially crippling our financial sector. However, since being placed on the grey list, the country has worked tirelessly to demonstrate political commitment and implemented the Fatf action plan. I'm delighted that these efforts have now come to fruition. The removal of Uganda from the grey list represents a significant achievement for our country. It demonstrates the integrity of our financial system, reaffirms our commitment to effective regulation, and enhances our standing within the international community. The message from Fatf is clear. Uganda is a safe place to invest. Let me repeat this. The message from Fatf is clear. Uganda is a safe place to invest. Our removal from the grey list unlocks a host of benefits for Uganda's economy. It will build investor confidence, reduce the cost of doing business, and reinforce our global reputation. We will now have unrestricted access to international markets and credit, providing a vital boost to government's socio-economic transformation efforts. By aligning our anti-money laundering and countering terrorism financing measures with international standards, Uganda can now engage seamlessly with the global financial system. This will facilitate trade, enhance competitiveness, and provide more opportunities for economic diversification and integration into global value chains. The government of Uganda is committed to sustaining the excellent progress we have made. This will be achieved through the implementation of a comprehensive post-grey list strategy, including continuous review of our legal framework, sustained capacity of all relevant institutions to effectively combat money laundering, financing of terrorism and proliferation, and ongoing engagement with the private sector. Uganda's exit from the grey list has been the result of concerted efforts from a wide range of stakeholders. Our special appreciation goes to Fatf, International Cooperation Review Group officials, and Eastern and Southern African Anti-Money Laundering Group Secretariat for their nice guidance. I thank His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, the entire executive, the judiciary, the legislature. I wish to recognize the tireless effort of the Honorable Attorney General, Honorable Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, General Duties, who is right here, the Uganda Anti-Money Laundering CFT Task Force, development partners, and the private sector for the work well done on behalf of our country. This is a serious matter. I was dealing with this matter when I was a Minister of State, and I can tell you it was tough. You finish one thing, another one emerges. I went to Parliament to amend laws, I don't know how many times. This time I don't know, Minister. I have how many times I've sent you. So it's not something very good. Now, I want to conclude. We have passed an important milestone on our pathway to prosperity. Let me repeat this one. We have passed an important milestone on our pathway to prosperity. Uganda is off the Fatf grey list, and our financial system is growing from strength to strength. Let us celebrate this achievement and continue our efforts to deliver socio-economic transformation for all Ugandans. Congratulations, Ugandans and Uganda. We hope this now milestone is put aside and we would see progress in terms of financial dealings. I thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Now the Honorable Minister to recognize your Undersecretary and Accounting Officer, Dr. Simons.
Please.
Honorable Minister.
You should show us the man who was, who was the point man, the man who was the real woman fighting these battles.
Yes, Honorable Minister, you have quite a number of people who have been fighting this battle,
The soldiers.
including your Honorable Minister for
Yes.
who is just beside you.
Very good.
And of course the Executive Director for FIA.
Good.
Mr. Wandera, who
Good.
is also here.
Obugaro.
And the Commissioner of Financial Services Department.
Thank you, thank you.
Honorable Minister, the Commissioner of Economic Affairs. Honorable Minister, you are going to have a few questions from members of the media fraternity. And please mention your name and the media house and then ask your question if you have any question to ask. My colleague Shaka will be moving around.
Give them a microphone.
Any questions?
Yes, I see a question there.
Thank you so much, Minister. My name is Vincent Siripo.
Your name is who?
Vincent Siripo.
Vincent Filipo.
Chisiripo.
Kisiriko.
That one.
That one.
So I work with Ready One, and I can also get. I have only 3 questions for you. The first one is I will need your quantification of the economic impact of this long-term existence of the grey list. Uganda's grain in Uganda is being on the grey list. How much have we lost in terms of the blockage from involving other financial inclusion in the broader global economic activity? Then 2, there are a number of factors listed for our grain. That included the illicit financial transactions, and Uganda's partake in a number of unelaborate businesses. But still, as we go by that, Uganda still has to explain itself on its gold, in its gold market, how we sell gold, because it's one of the issues that was cited.
The gold. Feather.
Yes.
Zabu. Zabu. That's a feather.
Zabu.
Is it a Zabu or feather?
I'm authentic. So let's take it as is.
Okay.
So, Uganda, the Belgian investor, Alain Gauthier, an example I can cite here, who is cited in Uganda's gold business, yet is sanctioned by the US in Congo. And these are the kind of people that whose financial management is tracked and contributes to these kind of activities. Now, if we still have people like these ones in our gold business as a country, I'd like to understand, do you mean, what does the statement mean by saying that you're coming out elaborate when even the audits into Uganda's gold business are not elaborate enough, yet it's entangled still with sanctioned individuals? Don't you think we are doing, we are just going to go back to the same because the same practices still exist?
Okay, why don't you ask a question like this? What are the chances of not falling back?
Exactly.
Yes.
Because the factors still exist. The culprits and the suspects that
Are still around.
Are still around.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
the ghosts and aliens.
Okay, can we take another series of questions so that I answer back once?
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Good morning. My name is Daniel Kibet from NTV. Apart from what my colleague asked about the amount of money that we lost during that time we were in the grey list, maybe you could elaborate more on how else we were affected, just apart from the money we talked about. Is there any other way we were affected more than the financial loss we had? Then number 2, what are the reforms that we were told to work on. Maybe you could highlight some of them and what measures have been put in place to ensure that these reforms are upheld.
These reforms are upheld. That's what you are saying.
That is it. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Franklin Kraku from Monitor Publications. Honorable Minister, one of the issues that has been a great area for Uganda is the issue of beneficial ownership.
Beneficial
Ownership.
ownership.
Yes. Across the board, it has been cited several times. There are shady businesses whose owners are not clear. The real beneficial owners are not known, and that's one of the issues, the contentious issues. Along that line,
Just hold on. When you say beneficial,
yeah,
I don't know whether I'm the only known trained in the English language. What do you precisely mean?
I may have,
Official.
I may be, for example, I may be a fraud.
You may be a fraud.
A fraud, but the real owner of the business may be somewhere else. All the people who benefit out of that business are not me or the people who are running the business up there. Somewhere else they are not known. And that has been a point of the issue. So, moving forward, how are we faring as far as the beneficial ownership is concerned? Because even PPDA the other time they were saying companies that whose owners are shady, they cannot do business with the government. So along that line, how are we faring as of today? And practically, what steps are we taking to ensure that we don't pass?
Don't worry, we'll tell you.
I think that's all.
Well, that's all?
Yeah, Honorable Minister, you have a benefit of your technical team
Exactly.
who will be answering some of the questions put forward to you. Thank you.
Now, the lost resources, of course, I would not doubt whether we really can quantify that. That cannot be quantified because we do not know what we lost, because we do not know how much would be coming. But as I said, I ran this show for 3 years. It's substantial. When people deny you this, they deny you to borrow money, they deny you to export your goods to them, they deny you to transact other businesses between the other countries. To me, I would say, to summarize it, it is colossal. But if my technical officers know the figure, they can help us. The gold business, extent of weakness, yes, that one is still around, but we are heavily controlling it these days. Then this is the same thing, financial loss. Now the reform is being held. My technical officers will tell you what we are going through. Now this beneficial ownership. Again, let me refer this to one of my technical officers to give you a concrete answer.
I think before the technical officer,
Yes.
let me say something before. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, and the good morning team and the members of the press. I want to also
PS
take
was
this
calling that you called him, he
opportunity
was returning your call.
to
PS is
congratulate
Oh.
Uganda for exiting the grey list, and also thank the team who worked tirelessly to ensure that this happened. Now, before the technical person comes, I want to respond on two things. One, there was an issue on beneficial ownership. The one who asked was in doubt whether this will be realized. We amended a number of laws. The Companies Act, Partnership Act, the tax laws, everywhere now in our laws, where beneficial ownership exists, we have a robust legal regime that compels companies to disclose who actually derives benefit from the company. Not necessarily the director per se, but the laws have now gone even beyond to disclose who actually derives benefit. And there should be no doubt why, this is one of the reasons why we had been blacklisted. And we satisfactorily convinced the committee that indeed our laws, after the amendments were made, became robust enough to provide for all the disclosures that Fatf wanted us to disclose on beneficial ownership. Now, there is another issue on gold. I don't think, unless it is passing through porous, but if it is passed through our known systems, then the systems cannot allow it. I want us to remove this expectation gap so that we get to know what exactly we did. When we had 22 items which we had to report on, and most of the requirements where we're being asked questions, the purpose was to ensure that can we make your systems watertight to prevent any anomalies from happening. And if you say that some people are trading in gold and are not, the dirty money cannot be allowed to pass through our system. So I am wondering, the technical person can come in, but I don't think with this progress we have made, all the gold traders must disclose gold in the product form, and also if there are revenues and cash realized from the sale of gold, it must also pass through our system, and everything must be clean. I thought I would make these two. On the quantification, much of the transactions are private sector, and you cannot know, for instance, how much will come from tourism this year. You can only know when it has happened. Most of our people who transact globally, they are investors, which the minister talked about. You cannot know how much FDI will flow until when the year has ended and you have reported. You cannot know how much we shall get from tourism. You cannot know how much the Nkuba Chayos will bring. So all these are the things which have now been cleared. Now the system to enable these transactions to take place has been cleared. Yes, has been cleared, that it is able to be monitored, and the confidence has been established now. What I think we need to ask ourselves, in line with what Radio 1 and Akawoz was asking, what can we do in order not to go back? We have a task force, the anti-money laundering task force. It has been working, but we want to strengthen to ensure that it is efficient, to ensure that it fast tracks and monitors all possibilities of backsliding and ensure that they don't happen again. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable.
No, there is still some.
Just the ministers have heavily handled. I just wanted to add something for clarity for the press. Money laundering and terrorism financing is a transnational crime. They know no boundary of country. So they originate anywhere globally and can end up in our country. Therefore, there is a global standard which requires that every country puts in place mechanisms which makes their country not to be used by criminal activities, either domestically or from the international community. And when the assessment was done on Uganda, there were some deficiencies which the minister outlined, to which the government of Uganda was working with Fatf to ensure that those weaknesses are addressed. Just like the minister also indicated, some of them required amendment of our laws, putting in system capacities to train our staff, both law enforcement, and also to ensure that the issues we are raising of beneficial ownership, the ultimate beneficiaries of the companies are known. All these reforms have been done. Some of you who operate bank accounts, you have seen that for you to operate your account, the banks required you to declare. URSB has also been enforcing this, where those companies which had not filed beneficial ownership information were struck off the register. So government has put in place all these reforms to ensure that our country is protected from criminal people who launder money. So the country now has robust systems in place, which the minister has been explaining. And all the transactions which go through the formal financial system can now be detected across the different players. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, Honorable Minister. I just wanted to emphasize that Uganda belongs, as you indicated in your statement, to the international financial system. So the responsibility of Fatf and indeed the international community is to ensure that the international financial system and indeed Uganda operates at a standard which Fatf has established. And this is what we were required to polish through this process that we have gone through. And just to emphasize, Honorable Minister, that we have a law which established FIA. We also have a national strategy for dealing with anti-money laundering and the financing of terrorism, besides the National Task Force, which is chaired by the Director of Economic Affairs and has stakeholders from across government. So in terms of sustaining the reforms and ensuring that we do not slide back the grey list, Honorable Minister and the media is to assure you that we have a post-grey list strategy which we are going to embark on, and starting next week we are going to be discussing strategies of ensuring that we do not miss any point going forward. Thank you, Honorable.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Honorable. And for your information, the media, Mr. Samuel Wero-Wandera, the Executive Director, is here to continue giving you more information. I've also seen the Senior PRO of Financial Intelligence Authority, Mr. Joseph Muhangi, is somewhere. You need to be seen. They will continue educating the public on what is Once again, thank you, Honorable Minister, and all our members, officials who have been here for this engagement, and the media present. Honorable Minister, there's a request that you briefly speak to the media, the people who speak Uganda, in summary. Thank you very much.
My Uganda is broken, so I feel shy. Uganda. Abatulaba n'abatuwuliriza tubalamusizza. Mu biseera eby'emabega waliwo ekibiina tukolagana nakyo ekirondoola I might give you the microphone. Your Uganda is much better than mine. Ndowooza katukiyite ekibiina ekirondoola abantu abakukusa ssente ne bazijja wano ne bazijja wali. Kati ansooke mbabuulire ensimbi katugambe nga Uganda singa mujja ne muyingiramu ssente ezitayise mu mitendera gavumenti nga tezimanyiiko kiba kyabulabe nnyo. Mu mirundi ebiri zitaawanya ssente ezo ebyenfuna. Kashi ajja kgenda mu bantu ne Bank of Uganda temumanyi, wano ffe mu finance tumanyi, ogenda okukakkana olaba ebintu ebyenkulaakulana n'ebyobufuzi, manya n'ebyobufuzi ebyenkulaakulana n'ebyobugagga nga bikola ki byonooneka. Kambawe ekyokulabirako, singa oli ajja akawumbi akombize trillion billion akawumbi ka dola najja akaleeta muno mu nsi tetukamanyiriko, sente ezo nizitandika okutambula mu nsi yaffe. Tujja kusanga ekizibu sente zino tezivuddewa, emiwendo gy'ebintu lwaki negirinnya, because kati abantu balina sente bw'ogamba nti kakati akantu kano nze njagala dola 10 ng'azikuwa okukakkana. Ojja kusanga nti abatali mu sisitemu eyo baba obanga mbetya bakosebwa. So kintu kikulu nnyo okulaba nti buli sente ezze muno, nja kwogerako ey'okufuluma, ezze muno gavumenti egitunuulira n'egicekinga nga bwezze, ate n'ecekinga engeri gyekola ki yekozesebwamu. Ekirala, sente bwe ziba bazidduse okuva mu nsi nga teziyiseera mu mitendera nga mu mateeka gaffe bagalagira, ojja kusanga ensimbi zitandise okubula nga kugamba ti ate sente zagenzeyo bannange. Ojja okufuma akasaija totuwa sente. Kazi omuntu yajja n'aleeta sente wano nga ffe tuzimanyi, n'atandika okuzisaasaanya okukakkana, ate ne bazisala ne bazitwala ebweru, nakyo kitawanya ebyenfuna yaffe. N'olwekyo olwaleero tubulidde eggwanga nti waliwo ekibiina kankigambe bwe ntyo ekitutunuulira leero oba nkiyite ekirondoola nyampala oba nkiyite nyampala ekirondoola nti zino ziyingidde zitya, zino zifulumye zitya, zino zikoze zitya. Ekibiina ekyo emabegaawo twaliwo obuntu bwe tukola wano ng'eggwanga, ate bo ne batutunuulira kati nga batugamba obuntu obwo mugjeeko, obuntu obwo mubugjeeko, obuntu mubugjeeko, ebirala biyitamu ne bayita nankanyi what is the law? Mu mateeka, buyita mu mateeka. Kati olwaleero ekibiina kyaffe kyembabuuliddeko byonna ebyandibadde nga bisobesa nga byonoona enkulaakulana yaffe n'ebyobugagga bwaffe tubitereezezza. Kati tuyinza okutambula nga n'omutwe guli bwe guti ku nsonga eyo, naye ate tuleme congratulation mu Luganda bakiyita batya, tusobola kweyozayoza because ensobi ezo ziyinza okuddibwamu. So njagala kukozesa omugisa guno ab'ebitongole byaffe bonna bali mu bitongole by'ensimbi, ebyobusuubuzi, mu kuuma amateeka nga bwe tugalagira, ebyo by'amagendo ebyo nga mubimanyi nga bwe byatubonyabonya mu abakyali abato temubitegeera, naye ffe abaali wano nga waliwo amagendo. Ensi yaffe eterere, tuterere ne bannaffe be tukolagana nabo, buli muntu asobole okweyagala mu ggwanga lyalimu. Ndekedde awo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I think this marks the end.
Honorable Minister, akantu akalala tebalina okutegeera nti ne ssente zino tujjako okukosa ebyenfuna bazirondoola nnyo kubanga n'abatujju, ebibiina by'abatujju bisobola okusindika wano essente eziyise mu bukyamu, abatujju bakola emirimu gyabwe bakoze okutabangula eggwanga lyonna, ensi yonna.
Muwulira abatutawanya mubimanyi, abava ekkonge temubimanyi kyebakola abaana baffe ekasese, temwabiwulira? Wano wammanga wano nali mu ofiisi nga ndaba abantu balwana wanankanyabo, abo ensimbi tebasobola kuziyingiza mu ggwanga nga gavumenti ezitunulidde. Kaakati bw'otutabeera na bw'obukodyo oba obukwakulizo obutegeera nti omuntu ono ali bwati nabwati nabwati, oyinza okusanga n'eggwanga ligenzeemu ebizibu ebyokulwana ebintu ng'ebyo ebitabula eddembe mu nsi. Okay, that's my broken Uganda. Yes. Oh, kikitwakyogedde dda naawe mu Luganda. Nja kukozesa ekigambo eki kaliisoliiso. Ontegedde? Kaliisoliiso nga tuyita ne mateeka. kirabika totegedde kale under secretary
Minister kyabagambye nti waliwo tiimu, waliwo komiti ebaddewo abakungu ba gavumenti. Minisita bwe yateekawo okugoberera ensonga eno okulaba nti tuva mu grey list ne tubeera awantu we twagala. Kati batujje mu grey list naye komiti eyo, tiimu eyo ey'aba government officials ekyaliwo era egenda kulaba nti ekuuma ebbugumu n'okutunuulira ku buli nsonga eyatuteeka mu buzibu nti ate tetuddayo mabega. So kaakati tulina okukuuma ebbugumu eryo tulabe nga tetudda mabega mu nsi ezigwa mu ttuluba liri, kubanga n'ekirala kye zikola bwe mubeera mu grey list eyo ne bano bamusiga nsimbi nabo tebabeera na bukakafu nti bwe bajja okusiga ensimbi zaabwe wano bwe muyita ba investors nti ensimbi zaabwe bwe banaziteeka wano eno zinakola ne zifuna amagoba ge balina okufuna nga minisita bw'abagambye nti bwabeerawo sente zino eziyise wansi w'emmeeza zitabangula ebyenfuna by'eggwanga nnyo. Omuntu tasobola nakumanya nti kakati bwenkola sabuuni n'amutunda bwenti oba bwenkola kino n'akikola bwenti, kubanga esente ezo zibeera nzibu nga gavumenti tezimanyi.
ate obuuza ekibuuzo ekyo lwakyogedde dda nkulu dda mu Luganda.
Kakati kyetufunyeemu nti eggwanga lyaffe, ensi yonna emanyi nti Uganda nambulukufu mu ngeri gy'eddukanyaamu ebyensimbi, nti esente bwe ziva wano olwaleero nga ggwe osindika sente e Bulaaya, bali abazungu babeera bagamba nti zino ezivudde Uganda ziri clean. Mu ngeri y'emu bwe wabeerawo omuntu ali e Buwalabu oba Amerika ng'asindika wano esente nga kati zino za bizinensi, bwe zijja wano bali abalondoola baga nti Uganda system zaayo zetegereza nnyo, balondoola nnyo buli kantu, era ezo sente tezirina buzibu. Bw'obeera otambuza sente okuva wano, mulaba kati bwe mugenda mu banka, bw'ogenda mu banka bw'oteekayo $5,000,000 banka ekkubira akasimu negamba zino zaaki zivuddewa. Kati ebyo byonna biteredde. Abasuubuzi abajja wano okusuubula nabo babeera n'obumativu. Mukategeddeako, babeera n'obumativu nti esente ezitambula mu byenfuna by'eggwanga zimanyikiddwa buli muntu yenna. N'ekirala bw'obeera nga kakati ffe ng'eggwanga, minisita yababuulidde nti oluusi mumulaba ng'ababuulira ku by'okwewola, tugenda ne twewola esente ebweru okuddukanya ebyenfuna by'eggwanga. Akati bwe tubeera nga tuli mu grey list, buli gy'ogenda okwewola nga bagamba tetumanye sente ezo kye mugenda kuzikozesa ng'eggwanga. Kakati kwegamba okutulingiriza ennyo kubeera kukendeera, ate nga bwe mumanyi kakati bw'obeera ogenda okwewola sente mu banka nga banka ekumanyi nti gw'oli musasuzi, bwe weewola osasula, bw'ogenda kijja kutwalirira dakiika 2 nga bakuwadde sente ofulumye. Naye babeera bamanyi nti teweewola, toli mulambulukufu, bajja kukunya bagambe n'okugamba nti nejjajjawo naye ajasayininge kuno, kubanga tebakukola ki, tebakwekakasa. Naye babeera bakwekakasa ebintu byanguwa. Kakati
n'abatujju ensonga y'abatujju twagyogeddeko eyo beera nnene nnyo kyova olaba fe ababadde mu mirimu gino abasajja abo bwe bazze wano n'abakyala mwabaddemu Abamerika mwabaddemu Abangereza Abafaransa bonna kubanga ensonga y'abatujju ekwata ku nsi yonna mulabye so kakati ndowooza ekyo tukimaze bulungi
kale eggwanga mulitegeeze abamawulire eggwanga mulitegeeze okukinyonyola mukinyonyole
agende wabweru top management.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Minister. The Executive Director, Financial Business Authority is here to continue engaging with you in case you have other questions outside.
Yes. Mutusasire omukulu akulira bino ebyensimbi ezo agenda kubogera namwe wabweru kubanga tulina olukiiko olulala ate minisita lwagenda okubiriza wano mu kifo kyekimu kati katutegeke naye bungende wabweru naye bwembeera mwina bye mwagala okubuuza ebirala abibabuulira obabuulire n'ensonga ndooza ziri ezatuteesa ku grey list kubanga bakibuuzizzaako.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Let's continue working together. Thank you very much.
Okay.